What is up, Team Happy and Fit? I love you all. Thank you so much for hopping on. I love that I can see most of your faces. Definitely get a pen and paper. We're going to really brainstorm. I'm going to share some best practices that I have that are happening this month on how I'm getting people started right, and also just how I'm sharing my story and how I'm connecting with a lot of new people that I'm really excited to help this month. But before we do that, please unmute yourself if you have some shout outs. I can go first and then we can take a couple of shout outs right after that. I want to give a shout out to Nikki. Oh my gosh, I just see that you're so on fire. And I know that last month was a little bit, you felt weird about it. And I just feel like you're just crushing it. And I noticed that you're taking advantage of our flash sale. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that later, but I just am glad that you're making an action plan and going for it. Liz Colborn, I want to give you a shout out. We got to chat the other day, and it was just really cool how hungry you are for growth. You're always like that. Ever since I've known you, you've just always asked questions on how to get better. And I just see your team is crushing it. And like, I don't know, I just think that so many people would crave that type of community that you've built. And so I just love that you're always thinking about how you can serve them more and better and efficiently because you are preparing for another baby and you just really want to have this direction in preparation of that. And I admire that. I want to honor all of the coaches that are on either for the first time or that have been off the grid a little bit. Welcome back, or welcome to our team call. Are there any other shout outs that anyone wants to give on this call? Go ahead, Britt.
If I could hit the button, that'd be great. I have two that I'm thinking of because I can see them both. My first one is for Caitlin Green. I've really just gotten a chance to connect with her in the last couple of days, and she's super awesome. But she posted this amazingly vulnerable, like, she-wolf post the other day, and it was incredible. And her heart was just all over Facebook. And I think between Caitlin and Julianne and some of those very specific posts, the two of you have really caused a lot of other women to open up about their struggles as well. And so it just warms my heart to see you guys opening up through your heartbreak. I think that's just so amazing and so inspiring. My second one I'll get in is Miss Laura, and it's funny because I see both you and Caitlin like right next to each other. Laura, oh my gosh, this girl poured her heart out yesterday on a call we all hopped on, and then Laura and I got a chance to just video chat for like, it must have been like 40 minutes afterwards, and just do some brainstorming, and her heart is just gold. She's got an amazing heart, and it was such a blessing to get to know her and to see where she's going with her community.
I'll go next. I'd like to shout out, well, first of all, I just want to shout out you, Julianne, for just our talk as well. Just needed that mentorship, and just to, sometimes we just need to know that we are still in the right direction and we're headed towards the right thing and we're doing it for the right reason. So it was just really good to have that affirmation. So thank you for all you do and all that you pour into this team. And then I just want to give a shout out to all my leaders that are in our leader chat on Team Resilient and Free. It's just been really fun to go through the bumps and the bruises that we're kind of going through as we're all establishing our own leadership style. But I'm really, really proud of them because I feel like some of them have been in a little funk lately, myself included, but we just are going to dig into that group, and it's just firing me up to see the leaders that are coming from that. And then just a special shout out to Ashley, who's still in qualification, and everything's looking good for Thursday. And that's just super, super exciting. And man, this, like, the journey from Summit has been so crazy, just to be a leader of leaders and just to see how much they're showing up for themselves and showing up for other people, and that the fire is lit. And I just don't want to lose that. And shout out to Maddie, who is taking advantage of that flash sale and is helping people. And she just has an inbox of messages that are people who are craving whatever she's doing right now. She is doing so, so, so amazing at attraction marketing and reaching out to her people and her tribe. So I am very, very fired up for our team.
Hey, I just want to give Shay a quick shout out. It's her first call tonight. So whoop, welcome, Shay. I'm so excited for you to be here. So I just wanted to shout out for her. Her schedule is busy, so she found the time to make it work. So I'm proud of you, girl.
I would like to shout out Miss Amanda Hoig. So a lot of you know that she went full-time coach right before Summit. So probably about no. When did you go full-time coach? Yeah, right before Summit. Okay. So she just shared with me today that she's had some voices around her, like kind of talking about how she doesn't have a job and how, you know, like what she, like they don't even know what she does. And guys, like this is crazy. Like this is the girl that I can't believe she signed up with the challenge pack with me 2 years ago. But she has built this strong mindset and this strong, just such a powerful why. And she has been able to break down those barriers, still like respect those people, but it doesn't let her get her down, and it just keeps moving forward. Like she is Coda. Like she is her spirit animal, like, and she doesn't let it get her down, and she's just showing people, like instead of talking, like she's just walking the walk. So I'm very proud of her for that.
That just gave me all the feels in the whole
Right?
entire world. I've been listening to Super Soul Sunday. If you don't have that podcast, it's with Oprah. And I can't think of his name, but he was on death row for 30 years. You probably know who I'm talking about. He was wrongly convicted of murder, and 30 years of death row in a 5x7 cell. I don't know if it's 5x7. That's like the length of a person. But it's a very small cell. And he said that his cell was right where the inmates would have to walk for death row. So he would just see them making that walk for 30 years. And then they found out, even though they knew all along he wasn't guilty, he was set up. And he just talked about that. He could not use his mind for garbage. In order to survive in prison and on death row, not even prison, death row, everything is stripped from you. He had to ask for permission to do a book club with inmates of death row. And he said that it was so interesting because on death row, there were people a part of the KKK, and then there were people, like he said that there was no racism, there was no adversity when it came to being on death row, only love, because of what they were facing. It was remarkable. And he just said, I couldn't use my mind for garbage, because if I would have died. I would have tried to kill myself. I would not have been able to survive death row. And I just thought that was so brilliantly put, because he said he would imagine being married to Halle Berry. He said it sounds so weird, but he won Wimbledon. Is that how you say it? The tennis tournament 5 years in a row. Like he would just like create this these pictures in his mind. And he said never for garbage, never for wrong things. Like it was always just about good. And I just was like, dang, like what you focus on becomes your reality, honestly. And today Rachel Hollis had a webinar for those of you who hit Success Club last month. And she said this, she said, you need to list out 10 things that are going to help you in your future, that you want in your future. One of those things that were on her list was she wanted to sit first class everywhere she flew, because it's more comfortable, because she flies all the time. And so she writes this list every single day. She wants to be a really good wife. And then she says, when you make that list of 10 things that you want in your future, you want to be the most present, energetic mom, whatever your future is scripted up, those 10 things, she said, you need to pick one thing that will get you to that goal quicker. Just one thing. And I just think about that, like with this whole coaching thing, the quicker you get over people saying no, the quicker you'll get to your dream. The quicker you move past setback as a coach, the quicker you're going to hit your goals. The quicker you get out of your head and you just get to work, the quicker you're going to hit your goals. And it's so true. I try so hard to just think about and articulate how to get there. I keep telling so many of you, you're on the right track. It's going to click. You just have to trust this process. And it's something that you honestly have to go through yourself. I can't get inside your brain and specifically pick apart what it is that's holding you back. It's probably yourself. Maybe the opinions of other people, but the sooner you get over that and just be you and live your life, because 5 years from now, whatever you're working on and however you think and whatever you're doing with your body is going to either help you 5 years from now or not. And I think about that every time I work out, every time I move my body, everything that I do, the personal development that I read, is this going to help me or hinder me? And the quicker you just get over it and do it, and it's based on taking action and just overcoming it, because after all, people's opinions are people's opinions. It's not your job to convince them of what it is and what it's not. And I kind of just feel like I have to repeat this, is who do you want to be like? Do you want to be like them, or do you want to be like everyone on this call? When you start thinking like that, you stop caring so much what they think. And I had a conversation, I hope it's okay that I'm sharing this, today with a coach. And we worked through it, and I got what she was saying. And so I don't think she was so literal, but I really wanted to challenge her on this. And I wasn't mad at all. She said, I'm just so frustrated with people, is what she said in the text message. And I said, one, I can't be that friend for you to come to like that. I can't be that type of friend where we come together through frustration. And I'm just going to lay that boundary there right now. Like, that's not who I am. I'm not going to come together in complaint or excuse making or things like that. You guys, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pat you on the shoulder. When things happen, like, I have empathy for that, but not when it comes to like inaction and complaining. Does that make sense? So I put that boundary up. I can't be that friend for you. But this is what I can do to help you, is instead of getting so frustrated by that person, and she had such clarity after this conversation. It was brilliant. She was like, I think I need to take a step back, because you were never like that with me. You never maybe I'm projecting my frustrations through how I'm talking to people without realizing it. And I said, that's what you're doing to me. So I can only imagine, right? But she came to that conclusion, which was really powerful. But I said, when someone gives you an objection or an excuse, how about you look at it as like solving a math problem versus taking it like someone punched you in the face? Their excuse is their lens. I just had someone today comment on my live video, and she said, I always lack motivation. We all know that this is not on motivation. This is not willpower. This is want power. We just get up and do when we don't want to do it, right? If this whole thing was based on motivation, none of us would be here. It's based off of consistency and habits. That the days we didn't feel like getting out of bed, we just did. On the days we didn't feel like getting on a Zoom call because we had an exhausting day, we just did, right? And because we did, it created a habit and it formulated that. So when she said, like, I lack motivation, all this stuff, and I said, I have been there. But because you're believing this story, that's the reason you're not moving past it. And this story of you lack motivation, you can never stick with it, isn't serving you. But until you decide to rewrite your story in a different way, you'll never move past it. And then I attached our flash sale link, and she joined it. She's going to do it. I know it. But I had to elevate her thinking. So when someone comes to you and they say, oh, I don't have time, or it's too expensive, instead of getting frustrated, how about you take a step back and you think, okay, they're not into fitness. Why? Maybe they've had a really bad experience before. Maybe they've tried this before. When I asked that question to someone, they had lost 60 pounds and gained 30 of it back. That was her excuse. Follow through. And the work she knew it would take to do that all over again is preventing her from getting started. Once I discovered that, I could talk to her in a different way. So instead of, I love not yets, no's, excuses. The reason I love excuses is because, one, I don't take them personally because I had them too. But two, it allows me to get deeper with people. Sometimes it's so much better going beneath the surface than someone who's just going to sign up and buy it without hesitation. And the reason I mean that is because you can really help transform their thinking right there on the spot, where I feel more victorious when someone gives me an objection and I listen and I think about, how can I solve this? This is their issue. Why is this their issue? I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to walk you through this exercise. And I didn't realize that's something that I do, but I really listen. And I really try to elevate them instead of project on them my judgments or my quick responses of, no, you need to do this, it'll change your life. I say those types of things, but I also go a lot deeper than that. Hey, I hear what you're saying, and I connect with them on that. So as we're doing that, I want you guys, and this is why I love this. I was able to send an email today with all of my follow-ups. Meaning, when I say follow-ups, all of the people who've told me no, you guys. Even better, most of the people who never got back to me. They ghosted me. I was able to send a follow-up email, and as soon as I did that, I shared that in the coach collaboration. I can share it in Team Happy and Fit. I shared, hey, I wrote in the title, flash sale. And then I wrote on, I said, hey, I'm looking for 10 women who want to lose 10 pounds, is exactly what I said. And I said, I'm so excited. This might be the perfect time to get started because I'm doing a flash sale. Click the link here if it interests you. I hope you're doing well. Talk to you later. Something along those lines. Guess what? I had people request to join, but this gets better. That follow-up email is, I send an email once a month to that entire list. Still ghosted, no responses back, but it took this one for people to respond back. Did everyone respond back? Nope. Did everyone join that group? No. But guess what's going to happen once I take the people who joined, which there were 3 or 4 today, I move them to my challenger email. I still am building this follow-up email. Guess what I'm going to do next month? Something is going to click for them. But I am thankful that I have this huge, long follow-up email. Do you want to know why? Our follow-up list? Because those of you who are like, I don't know who to message. I don't know who to talk to. I have a whole list of people to talk to because it keeps on building with people ghosting me. And instead of looking at it in a frustrating way, I look at it as like, yes, they're going to turn into a yes eventually when they're ready. Instead of just looking around and being like, I don't know who to message. I don't know. I'm like, dude, I'm building my list and it's getting done. And I had a lot of people today, by a lot, like 3 or 4 compared to my other emails I send out, that got in, right? And I was like, yes, this feels so good because I didn't give up on them just because they ghosted me. Man, I look at it as like, game on, like you'll join me eventually. Those of you who are watching this recording and you're going to join as a coach and you've said no to me for 2 years, they'll watch it. I have people, challengers that follow my YouTube. I believe in this too much, right? So as you're going, I'm going to share a couple of things that are happening this month, but questions that you can ask. First and foremost, why does your avatar need this? Why did you need this, essentially? That's what you should really go to. Why do you need this? Why did you need this? Initially, what was that? Hold on one second. Hey, Eric, could you turn on the air? It is so hot up here. Why did you need this? That is why your avatar needs this. More specifically, why do people need Lift 4? Why do people need Lift 4? And I'm going to get more into that. If you are new or you've been off the grid a little bit, again, come back, kid. My favorite kind. I love it. You didn't guarantee your failure by quitting. You're here. That's what's up. But Lift 4 is the HIT program, right? It's going to be 4 days of working out and 3 days off. I love it. And why would your avatar need this program? Because it's only 4 days. You guys, the only weird people that are going to be weird about it is coaches. That's what Joel Freeman said yesterday. He said the only people that are going to be weirded out by the 4 days a week are coaches because we're so used to working out more. The world outside of this one, they're going to love it. So let's be realistic, right? Like they're going to love that it's 4 days a week. So you don't market it through Beachbody. You don't market it through Lift4. You market it through your story of why you need this program. Why does your person need this? And then you talk about it like that. And then my second question, I was talking to Laura about this, is who do you want to help? I want to help the couch dweller, yes. I want to help the person who hates fitness. 3 people today said, Julianne, it looks like you're having so much fun in your workouts. And I was like, oh, no. I thought it was so dumb when people smile during their workouts. Like, I literally thought it was dumb. I was like, that's so stupid. Like, working out shouldn't, I would never join someone who's smiling in a workout. Like, it should be hard, right? And then now I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so fun. Like, it's like my adrenaline and my endorphins, like, I literally feel so good during my workouts. It's so much fun to me. And I'm like, I've become that person. People hate me. I need to talk to them about how they can love this. And I got messages today. I want to do the workout you're doing because it looks like you're having fun. And then it hit me. I was like, why would anyone want to do a workout where you look miserable? Like, you know what I mean? They want to be attracted to this vibe of like, man, I just want to feel good and have fun. And connect that exercise doesn't equal adding to your plate. Exercise doesn't equal a burden in your life. Exercise equals you being happy and fulfilled and bubbly and encouraging, right? That's the kind of message that I want. So who do you want to help? Specifically, I was talking to Laura and I said, you're a transplant. You keep moving across the country, and she moved from Canada to San Jose. People who need community, right? Who are you trying to help specifically? Not just the overworked, burnt out girl, but specifically, who is she? What is her life like? And that's who you speak to with your messaging. And then lastly with this question is, where are you going to find them? You can post every day, and the magic formula doesn't mean they're going to all come to you. I helped Michelle this month, and she said, Julianne, I've been watching you for so long, and I can't believe I'm just reaching out now. She was someone that reached out, but that's because for 10 straight days, I've been talking, I want to help 10 women lose 10 pounds every freaking day. I want to help 10 women lose 10 pounds. She said, it's taken so long. And I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe if I would have only posted that message 5 times versus 10, she wouldn't have joined. Where are you going to find them? And on another call, I was talking about your phase of life. Mamas of Instagram, small town mom, city living girl, lake life. Where are you going to find your avatar? Where are they hanging out? Airbnb travel. I don't know. You have to figure out where your avatar is hanging. Where are they searching? When they go on Instagram, what hashtags are they looking for? Probably not fit mama. My avatar is like lose quick, weight quickly. My avatar honestly is like looking at celebrities and being so interested in insecure people. That's what my avatar is doing. And I need to figure out where I can find her. She also hangs out at Russian River. I've been there 2 times in the last month. You float down a river. So guess what I'm going? I'm going to Russian River and looking at all the posts on there. Yeah, there's like the nap squad. Like there's really fun mom hashtags that moms are using for their kids. Okay, I can't even keep up with you guys. You guys are hilarious. So why does your avatar need this? Who do you want to help? And where do you find them? And when you have to make the effort in connecting with people. And I made this formula up. It's connect, compliment, comment, question. You have to connect with people. I was talking to Brittany Frost, not McMillan, caught it. She's married. She's not on our team, but she's like one of my best friends. She lives in San Jose. And she was saying about when she was messaging people, a girl broke her toe. And what she said, she was like, girl, how'd you do that? And then she said, you got to wrap your toe up, and then like asked her some other, and I said, Brittany, that's like the connect, compliment, comment, question. She said, what do you mean? She was talking to another girl who's going to Hawaii. That's what she said. And this is how Brittany responded to her. Girl, is this your first time going to Hawaii? And then she said, are you packed yet? She's like, I wanted to know if they were like you, Julianne, or if they were like me. And then she compliment, comment, question them. The question, I guess, was in the beginning. But she has been to Hawaii, I think, because I'm assuming if she was asking that was her first time, I think she has, where you have to find a connection. So for me, when I was talking to Alyssa this week, she's planning a wedding and she's getting married in September. No, not September. Oh my gosh. She's building a house currently. I think she's getting married in October. And I said, how is wedding planning going? And I connected to her through marriage. And then compliment, comment, right? And question. You have to find a commonality with people. For me, I've been talking to some people from church. My connection with them is through Echo. And then they feel connected to me, and then I get to know them. Instead of just saying, hey, I have a group, you want to join it? Or for the love of everything, and Pete, whoever Pete is, this flash sale that I'm about to show you, you are not going to massively put people in there. You guys hate it when people add you to groups. I get it. This is life-changing. This is going to change everybody's life, but they're going to hate you. They're going to be angry at you for adding them to another group without their permission. Just saying. I hope if another company is watching this, for the love of everything, of everyone on this call, stop adding people to all of your freaking groups. I hope that they watch this, right? We don't want to be like that. We want to connect with people. And what I've been doing is when someone likes the post, or especially on Instagram, when I see them at Russian River, I like their post and comment on one of their pictures. They start following my story. We start interacting. And then that's when I can say, hey, it's been so fun chatting because I've already connected with them, right? Hey, want to get in this? So anyone who's been interested in the group, you guys, I give them the link to the group to join on their own. I have not been manually adding anyone in there just because that's just how I was doing. Rachel Hollis said today that if you're a woman and not married or have kids, you might feel like you have nothing because society makes us feel that that's what we are good at. I need to talk to those people who aren't married and don't have kids. Yes, absolutely. And on the flip side, people who are married and have kids think that's their only identity and they're feeling lost. And so all of you need to speak to them that there's other parts of you, right? And I think there's always a flip side to things. The grass is not greener on the other side. It's where you water it. I think everyone at every stage of life struggles. I think mom guilt is a super big thing, and I have a dog. Like, I can't imagine. I have wife guilt all the time. I feel like I'm falling short of expectation. I feel like I should be pursuing Eric more and being more like intentional, you know what I'm saying? And just not so distracted all the time. Or we have these conversations all the time where it's like, Eric and I, we respect the hell out of each other, but I'm like, do we treat strangers better than each other? Like, do we get excited to hang out with our friends more than each other? Like, we have those real conversations because we don't want to lose sight that we are each other's best friend, that we are in life together, that we are the most important to each other, if that makes sense. Dog mom guilt is real. It really is. My question for you is this: why are people saying no? First and foremost, gut check. Are you actually talking to people and actually talking about your community every single day? You guys, for 10 straight days, I've been so intentional about talking about my community, and let me tell you, it has been a long time since I have talked about my community for 10 straight days. I've had to be very intentional about it. So are you talking about it? And I'm not saying like, here's my group, here's my group, here's my group. I'm crafting a story each time. And it has taken some deep reflection of who do I want to help? What does she need to hear? Thinking about my past, thinking about who I am now, why I love this journey, why they need this journey, why they want to, like, I had to do some soul searching for this. Are you having enough conversations? Are you sharing your story authentically every single day? Why are people saying no? What are they saying? Can someone either unmute, and I can do this off the fly. Carrie and Ashley have heard me say this. I've helped them with conversations. A lot of you have asked me, like, what do I say to this person? And they're like, I would have never thought of it like that. Think of Caitlin and Jordan. I literally can think of this off the fly. Why are people saying no? What is something that you're saying? Or what are their excuses? Money. Can you be more specific? So how are you laying this out? Jill or Caitlin, can you unmute? So can you give me a breakdown of what this looks like? Everyone needs to take notes on this. This is going to help you. So what I mean by that is, are they reaching out to you? Was it someone that you reached out to? What did you say and what did they say?
It's usually me reaching out to them, and then they're like, yeah, send me info. And usually I send them a canned response, and it'll have like the video at the end that says like how to get started and gives the different options. And they're like, oh my gosh, like I have one girl that's like, I want to join so bad, but like financially we just are like stuck right now and I can't do it. And I'm like, and then I like talk about the coaching opportunity. I'm like, well, even if you can't right now, like just keep in mind in the future, like you can make a little bit of extra income on this, and you can, sorry, pop-ups are coming up on my computer. And you can like get your stuff covered plus make a little bit extra so that you don't have to feel stressed out. And then she's like, yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
So question, when you reach out and they say, yes, I want more information, do you say, can I have your email right away? Or do you say anything in between that?
I've started saying, can I get your email right away? But before, I would just ask other questions first.
Like what kind of questions? Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot. Just curious.
Like like you normally say, like, what's your number one excuse?
Okay.
And then like,
so then they give you an excuse, then what do you say after that?
I usually try to dig deeper into the excuse.
Okay, thank you. No, this is helpful. So this is what you guys need to do. If it's money, so they're saying it's money after they've looked at the canned response.
Yes.
So this is what you guys need to do. Someone says, hey, I would love more information. This is vital. You have to do this. Someone says, I want more information. It would be really easy to just be like, what's your email right away? But this is what you need to do. Caitlin hit it right on, but this is where you need to go extra deep, okay? They say, hey, I would love more information. Be like, awesome. Oh my gosh, this changed my life. Question. I do this in a voice message. Question for you. Can you let me know what is your biggest excuse that's getting in your way of making this happen? From living your best life. That's exactly what I would say. And then I name off 3 examples. So maybe you're not even, maybe Caitlin, Jill, you're not lifting up the examples. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what it is. So in that, I say, right, I just keep going and I go, is it time? Is it money? Have you tried something like this before and couldn't stick it out? Do you have a fear that this wouldn't be a solution for you because of all the times in the past? And I list off a couple of options with that. And then they'll be like pouring out their soul to me because I gave them a prompt of what to work out, to work through. And that's how I got, I did this and I lost 60 pounds. It was a different program, not with Beachbody. And I gained 30 of it back. And I said, oh girl, that has to be hard. How does that make you feel? She tells me, and she has 2 kids. And I said, oh, you have 2 daughters. And I said, I love that you want to do this, not just for you, but for your daughters. What would that mean to you for them to see you working on yourself and not giving up? Oh, that would mean the world to me and all this stuff. And I said, yeah. And I said, I think it sounds like you are tying all of your confidence to a number. And it seems like you had a really strict program before. And I don't think that that's maintainable because I love cupcakes. That's what I'll say, right? I love pizza. By the way, if you follow my Instagram stories, it was pizza. If you guys know what I'm talking about. You all know me. Yep. And I connect to the heartstrings like that, right? Is that good? That's exactly what I said. And then I said, this is going to be so much more for you than losing weight. And I really, truly believe you can start loving yourself right now. And when you start doing that, you're going to have more energy. You're going to feel better. Hey, sister, when you have a chance, can you send me your email? She sends me her email. And I said, hey, I'm gonna send you an email. And I want you to take your time through it. I want you to see if this is gonna be a good fit for you. Then in the email, that's where you list off her excuse again. Thank you for pouring your heart out to me. Thank you for telling me that a big struggle for you is that you've already done this before and you're afraid that you can't do it again. Thank you for sharing with me that you have 2 girls that you want to do this for. And thank you for just being brave to connect with me in that way. That means the world to me. This has changed my life. It sounds like community is what you need. What this has done for me is exactly what this can do for you, and you have to trust me on that. I'm telling you that if you continue to live in the lens that this is going to be too hard, it's not going to serve you. Look through this email. Let's pick a good option for you, and let's get you started. And then it has everything else in the email. Did you guys feel something with that? That was an exact conversation that I had. That's an exact conversation that I had with someone. I'm looking through here. Doctor's bills, they found out that insurance won't cover. Oh, that's tough. That's exactly what I say. I'm like, man, that is so tough and so frustrating. And then go back to why they messaged you, why they wanted to join this. Was that before the bills or after? I don't know, Lauren or Laura. But if it was before, like the bills, and then they want to do this, that's when I would talk about the coaching thing and say, hey, that sounds really tough. And if there's anything that I know, it's that you don't have to live in fear or worry all the time about that. I really believe that not only can I help you with that part, but also your mindset. Do you feel like you're connected to a community that's helping you through this hard time? If there's anything that I know, it's this, is that when we're consumed by fear and consumed by frustration, consumed by debt, consumed by doubt, we don't work in a good place. I'm reading The Happiness Advantage, and this is things I would say, Laura. I would say, man, all I know is I'm not my best, I'm not my happiest, and I'm not my strongest when I feel overwhelmed with finances. And in fact, before I got started on this journey, finances were a reason I didn't want to do it. Laura, do you remember that? You guys were buying a house. But you did it. Why? And that's what you share with them. Because I figured that this could help me through that hard time. And that's how I would talk to them. The Happiness Advantage is so good, you guys. He was talking about Sean Anker. Oh, he's so funny. And he was just talking about how your brain cannot respond quickly with solutions in a frustrated state. And I know I keep bringing this up, but it's so good. I keep reading about it. That he said when you can reflect on a happy memory or something good, that you can come up with so many more solutions and bounce back quicker from adversity. That your problem-solving skills are so much better when you look at it through a space and place of gratitude and an optimistic look, like looking out optimistically. And I was like, that's so freaking powerful. That's so powerful. David, bills are tough. That's where we're at when we first started. Yep, exactly. And that's how you connect with people. So this is what I invite you guys to do. Why are people saying no? When you get an objection, first and foremost, that's a time to get good. Maybe not with that specific person, but the next time. All of the same excuses they're very similar. Money, time, and fear of follow through. And really, it's actually a layer of things of why they're not doing it, but it's easier to blame money. Because I see people who are in a strong financial, like whatever, are not strong financially still make this work. So it's the value, right? So one, when someone gives you an objection, this is a really good chance to get it right and get better the next time. Two, every time I get an objection, I always sit back. How can I solve this like a math problem? They're saying money, but what does that mean? How are they feeling about not having money? What do they mean by that? And then you dig with it. You dig more. You dig with them. if it's the fear of not being able to stick it out because they've never done that, they can never stick to things. That's your opportunity to think, how can I solve this for them? Because their brain is not expanding to problem solve. That's what I'm learning in the happiness advantage. When someone gives you an excuse and an obstacle, that their brains are not expanding to see another way out. They cannot come up and formulate different solutions. They cannot find a way to be successful based on the limitations that they're putting themselves. And you, for all of you who are working on your mindset, you've expanded your brain. You cannot unknow this. You can't unknow this community. You can't unknow this personal development, this growth, this confidence. You can't unknow it. And I think that's why coaches can get so frustrated, is because you can experience so many wins, and as soon as you go back to an anxious state, you hate it because you lived your whole life in anxiety. Then coaching happened and it started to disappear a little bit. Then you go right back to that anxiety. It is painful because that's how you used to live every day. It sucks to get setbacks in this journey because you just go and grow. You don't stay still anymore. You don't take your foot off the gas. With this journey, you just keep on pressing forward. So then when you're snapped back into limited thinking, limited beliefs, when you're snapping back into anxious state and worry and troubles and obstacles and financial burden, it's effing frustrating because of the potential of what you see with this. I think those times in our lives remind us of, one, who we used to be, that if you weren't that person, you wouldn't be who you are today. That person allowed you to become who you are today with the fight that you have today. Am I right? So as we go through this journey, that allows you to relate to people, but you have to understand that there are people who've never stepped forward. They stay here, but not you. And that's why you get so frustrated at people who are here, because that's not you anymore. And when you get a taste of who that person used to be, it is so hard. But you have to understand that they're still here. They haven't experienced and they're not able to know what you know right now. And so what you have to do as a coach is what you have to do as this person of growth and influence is you have to think back, what are their limitations on their excuses right now? Because I know something more than them. I'm not better than them. I'm better than no one, and no one is better than me, right? But I've experienced more growth so far. So I have to dig deep into when they say they can't afford this, or money, time, whatever, I have to figure out a way to communicate to them to help expand their thinking. And you all, that is what I do. When I am speaking to someone and they give, like before I even give them my canned response, before I give them the prices, before I get their email, I'm thinking ahead. Okay, what could be their potential setbacks? Their thinking is more limited because they're not doing personal development. I've been on this journey for 4 years. My brain has grown a lot since when I started. So I'm prepared. And as I'm prepared for that, and they say I'm interested, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, you are so brave for reaching out to me. Most people don't do that, and I honor that. I'm so proud of you for taking a step forward, because I'm sure that could be scary. But there is clearly something inside you that is yearning for more, and I just want to acknowledge that right now. Hey, sister, what is an excuse that is stopping you from going for it? What has gotten in your way? Is it money? Is it time? Is it the lack of follow-through? Are you afraid of failure? And then they pour out their heart. And I get to know them and I root for them. When they join me, I know what their excuses are. So then as a coach, when they join me, that's when my job begins. And I'm able to celebrate them massively when they prove themselves wrong. Their old selves. Did this speak to you? Did this help you? Are you understanding how I'm coming in a state of conversations that before I send them anything, I'm prepared? And as I prepare, how can I elevate their thinking, expand their thinking to think where I'm at? That they haven't even done this yet. They haven't even tried this yet, but how can they believe in themselves? People join you for hope. And if you're just getting the facts to them, if you're just giving them an email, you're not connecting them to hope. You're connecting them to information. People need to connect to hope with you. And the only way they can connect hope with you is that, one, you care about them, you take the time to understand them, and you elevate their thinking for them. They're back here, you guys. They don't know how to do that yet, but you believe that they will. 4 years ago, I wasn't that person. I wouldn't have been able to speak like this to you 4 years ago. I've grown a lot. You've grown a lot. Even when it's frustrating when you get a setback, because you don't like that version of you anymore. You don't like the way you thought then. You were limited then. You didn't dream big then. You were always complaining then, full of excuses then. So then when you get sucked back into that, it's a freaking fight. But it reminds you of who you've become. It's important. But then also it allows you to think, how can I problem solve for this person? And that's who you get to be. And then you have to think about, what questions can you ask them as you're talking to them to get to know them on a deeper level, one that really challenges them to think. When you can connect to someone that this is so much bigger than them, that this isn't going to add to their plate, that's going to help with it, and that you honor them for being so brave, when has someone talked to them like that? Because I can tell you, they are their biggest critic. They don't know how to talk to themselves like that. They don't know how to believe in themselves clearly. If they're seeking you out, they don't know how to talk well for themselves. Yet alone, who knows around them what people are saying? Could be good, it could be bad, but it doesn't matter. They're reaching out to you because they're feeling a certain way, right? So if they're doing that and they're reaching out to you, you need to help them elevate their thinking. You know what to do. And some of you are new. Some of you have never helped someone yet, but you're here. And that's enough. That's enough for someone to do this, and you have to trust that. There was something in you, stirring in you, that you had to be a part of this, and that's your story. That's how you connect. I'm not there yet, and I have to tell you that I'm not staying here, though. That the person I am and was yesterday was not serving me. The excuses I leaned on were not serving me. And I was willing to fail forward and go for it and figure it out and connect to a community that would breathe belief into me. A coach told me that someone wouldn't join her because she said that, I heard that this community, like excommunicate. I wrote a post about this and I deleted it because I was like, it's not worth it. People, not points, right? But I want to share it with you guys. Is that someone didn't want to join this community because they didn't say excommunicate, but that's the word I'm going to use. When someone stops this, that they get out of the team page. Well, yeah, you're not a coach, right? Obviously. But that people don't invest in you when you're out. And I was like, let me talk to you about this. I didn't talk to this person about it. I don't even know who the person was. I was like, okay, one, it's a two-way street. If someone's going to blame you for not reaching out, when have you reached out to me, right? One. Two, you're right. It's not that I don't believe in you. It's not that I don't want the best for you. It's not that I don't want to be your friend. It has nothing to do with that. But I don't want to surround myself with quitters and people who stop investing in themselves. I don't want to surround myself with people who all they do is point fingers at why they can't be successful because they couldn't afford it. That's not true. And if you're believing in that thinking, then you're right. But if you say you can't afford this, go help 3 people and then you can. That's my thinking. But remember, when you've made it this far, wherever you are, you think your thinking is more expanded. But for someone who stops this and they can't understand why people wouldn't invest all their energy in them. They can only think one way, is that if I only have to do this for us to be friends. No. I just want to surround myself with people who want to think better, who invest themselves, that sacrifice, that go for it, that become more resilient, that put on more armor, that want to believe in people, that they don't want to blame. I want to surround myself with people who just want to figure this out, this thing of life, that they want to get fit in every area of their life. I want to work with people that don't blame pregnancy on being not being healthy. I want to surround myself with people who are working insane schedules but still make time to work out. Not for people who are believing the story that they can't afford it. You can't afford health? You're right. I'm not going to pour my time and energy into that thinking. Doesn't mean I don't love you, right? That's why I love this community, is because you guys are just trying to show up in life and feel alive that you want to expand your thinking to help people more. And that's what I stand behind, and that's who I want to stand with, right? So I'll take some questions, but before I do that, I want to show you guys what's happening, what's going on in our world right now. Is we're having a flash sale, and you don't have to join this, but I want to break down what it is. It's going to be for 24 hours. I like this. Joel says it's like 32 in-home personal training sessions. Isn't that cool to think about? 32 in-home personal training sessions. I made a video, and so when you add people here or send them the link and they add themselves, which is what I like, I tag them under this video. And this video is going to be me describing all of the packages, and I'll show you guys how I talk about that. Teresa Schrader made these awesome graphics. Hold on one second. So I actually like show the visuals of what this means. And if you want to join this, the reason we made this flash sale was because of this, is that we want to help you guys, one, get your challenge pack covered, and we want you to give this gift away. We want you guys to help people. We want you to connect to a deeper mission. We want you also to build a business that's built off of helping and encouraging others to get started on their journey, right? To be a part of this community. So there are 4 different options. And again, if you are choosing to join this, you are committing that if anyone were to buy a $170 challenge pack from you, that you are going to gift them a $10 gift card. So you don't have to do this. But you guys, I think I had 3 or 4 people buy a challenge pack today because of this. And they got in it today. And I have more. And I'm excited. But here's option 1. It breaks it down. And then we have, they're not in order, but option 2, option 3, there's Maddie's person 2, and then 3, and then 4 is signing up as a coach to get into Joel's thing. And if you're serious about Diamond, you're serious about Emerald, this would be a really great, this is how Nikki Touch went Diamond last year, was the flash sale that we had in December, which is really powerful. I would utilize this for sure. And we're going to end it on Friday, and Teresa and I are going to do raffles. So they get a gift card from joining you. So option 4 is a $25 or $20 Amazon gift card. And then we are also going to give away prizes to anyone who purchased. So that's one thing that we have going on. We're also doing a Success Club buy-in, and add $30 onto here. It's at $650. So if you hit Success Club, you get to split the pot. It's a $20 buy-in. We have 31 people in it so far. And so how that works is that if you hit Success Club, that's helping 3 people with a challenge pack, essentially how you got started. In the month of July, you get to split the pot. If anything, say everyone who joins that hit Success Club, you get your $20 back. It's a win-win. Say 60 people join and 20 people hit Success Club. You're going to be able to split that pot, right? Now, if you are a new coach and you joined in June or July, if you help 1 person with a challenge pack, you can do the buy-in for $20, and you're good. You don't have to hit Success Club 5. If you are a new coach, June or July, help 1 person with a challenge pack, you can do the buy-in. The buy-in ends on Friday. I've been getting questions of, Julianne, I'm already at Success Club. I feel guilty. I'm like, sign up, get in there, do your buy-in. You hit Success Club. Maybe you're a new coach and you've already helped 1 person. You better do that buy-in because it's a guarantee, right? A guarantee that you would at least get your $20 back or get to split the pot. And so those are your 2 options. The reason we did the buy-in, that was Kara's idea. We've always done the Emerald push in a week, and it's always been good. And Kara was like, why don't we do one for Success Club? You guys should all be going for Success Club, right? That is like the bread and butter of helping people, and don't overcomplicate Success Club. I hope I could give you tangible ideas tonight on how to genuinely connect with people. And to follow up, one girl, Alyssa, who's going to buy a challenge pack tonight, I think, I literally followed up with her in a week 4 times. I sent her an email, maybe it was 3. I sent her an email, sent her a follow-up email, nothing. And then I sent her a Facebook message, and then she got back to me and she said she was going to do it. So maybe it's 3 times, like within a couple of days since Friday. I have a share cart out that's been out for like 3 or 4 days, I've already sent 3 follow-ups on it. And I've resent that share cart. So I'm not going to give up on that girl. She's going to get in this. But I just wanted to let you guys know that that is what's going on for you. And I thought the flash sale would help that Success Club push, if that makes sense. Definitely utilize it. Are there any questions that I can answer for you today?
Jordan Schrader had a question. She said, when we're asking, this isn't related to that, sorry, but when we're asking the questions, like, what is your biggest excuse? And then someone comes back and just like says a 1-word answer or like doesn't reply, like, what do you do from there?
I don't think I've had, maybe I have, but I don't pay attention to it. If they're not going to respond back to me, I'm not stopping. This is one thing that, please, if any of you guys can take anything from me, is I don't wait around for people. If I have a share card out, which I have had, or if I have 5 people that said they're in and they're pulling their own leg, really, I don't wait. I just continue to keep going, and they'll meet you once they're ready. But I think that's my biggest piece of advice is if they give you a 1-word answer, say, hey, can you tell me more about that? I would respond back with a question. And then if they are ghosting, so like Jordan, that person who keeps saying, thanks for following up with me, I would message her and be like, girl, I just feel like you're talking yourself out of a good thing because you're afraid. What are you afraid of? I think that there's no better time than now, and you just have to trust me. I would just straight up say that. But I don't wait. I don't wait around for people. And I just keep sharing my story. I don't know. I need you guys to be you and share your story, so I can't tell you exactly how to do that. But like, I just think about, I shared my story with coaching. I share Wyatt. I've been sharing transformations a lot. Sharing my journey. It's like a lifestyle. Like I don't know. I just am sharing my life with people, but I swear to you. So it's like, I know the frustration. I know the hesitation. So I'm handling excuses here. I've been going live about helping 10 women. I started an event page, so I post in there every single day. This is another thing that I've done, and I set this up, and then so anyone who clicks going, I could send them a message. I've been sharing it on my stories nonstop. Like, it's like as soon as that 24 hours is up, I'm putting another thing going. I'm being intentional with people are connecting with people. But I think people just need to see things over and over again, but you just need to share your story. Share transformation, share what this is doing for you, share why you love this, share your frustrations with solutions. Any other questions? Who's committing to Success Club this month? Yes, let's do it. And you have to visualize that you can. There's times I psych myself out. I was like, we're going to become a 3-time elite team. And I was telling Brittany Burmeister, I said, because she did all these facts of like, only 17% of coaches are emerald or whatever. And I was like, did you know that it's 0.001% are elite? And she just goes, oh my gosh. And I said, yeah, it's hard, but not impossible, clearly. It's hard because you can't quit. It's not hard because it's impossible. It's hard because you'll want to psych yourself out of diamond, of 1-star, of emerald. You're just like, oh, I just can't do it. And then that's where you get in your own way, where I have to just take action and I have to ignore all the steps. I have to control what I can. I can control making a quality post that reaches someone. I can control showing up every day in my own journey. I can control genuinely connecting with people. I can control this, right? And I just have to look up, see where I'm going, and I have to put my head right back down and know I'm not in competition with anyone but myself. And that's all. You all are amazing. And